Right, well, just left the hotel. Actually, that's it, just there. Pulled out into the main street here, and well, we're in the grips of a bit of a sandstorm here in Walvis Bay. Wind's blowing. As you can see, you can't really see much down the road there. Yesterday we could see right down it. What it is, it's just, well, sandy. It's absolutely horrible. It must be about 35 degrees probably outside with the humidity and all that. Well, at least that's what it feels like. It's not nice at all. You can actually see the sand swirling around in the just behind the car here. So yeah, I'm off to the wellness centre at the moment. I was thinking about doing a little bit of sightseeing as well, but it's just not nice walking around in this sand. Yeah, we'll go and have a little look down through town here. This is not nice at all. Horrible, horrible weather this is. Anyway, I've got a few things I need to do at the wellness centre. Got a table to build, floors to sweep, and basically just some tidying up. So I think that'll keep me busy for today. Just to give you an idea of how bad the wind is blowing, you can see the wind in blowing the trees. Just yeah, really, really blowy. Just not very nice at all. Yeah, this is pretty much the first major sandstorm I've actually seen since my visits to Namibia, and yeah, this is just not quite what I expected, to say the least. I knew it was bad, but I mean, this is probably small in comparison to some of them that they get. This is just not nice at all. Anyway, as you can see, it is definitely a Sunday. There's absolutely nothing really happening other than this horrible dust storm that we're having. So yeah, kind of feel sorry for the security guard. He's looking after our wellness centre, so I think he can come inside and probably help me build some tables. Anyway, so this is our wellness centre, which I'm sure you've already seen already. Right, well, I've kind of just got on the main road coming out, and you know, you can, I almost barely see the road. The car in front is kind of helping clear up the road because of the way the wind deflects around the car, but you can sort of get some idea of, yeah, how bad this storm is. I'm not really going to venture too far into it, I don't think, because I think this can be potentially quite dangerous. Here comes my favourite sign. That's why I carried on filming. You'll see it in a minute. Incidentally, that last sign we just passed means you've got to have your headlights on, which I have. But it's this sign here. It says sand. And well, you can just see it coming across this road. I mean, we haven't even entered the sand dunes yet. There's a residential area just over there. Yeah, and I really feel for the people that, you know, have to live in these conditions. But you know, one thing that, you know, visiting Walvis Bay has really taught me is that, you know, there's a massive sense of community here in Walvis Bay, and you know, that community bit really spawns from the fact that they, you know, people realise that they live in such a harsh environment, and that, you know, they have to pull together, they have to be supportive of each other, or else, well, you know, you'll never survive in this type of climate. Right, now we're getting into the dunes. and I'll stop in a bit and just see if you can see the the sand being blown over the crest of the dunes, even if they are little small ones. But visibility, alright, we've got probably about 100 meters worth of visibility here, but normally you can see for miles and miles and miles, but not today. Just need to kind of find somewhere safe to pull over, and we'll film a bit more from the car being stationary. The storm's starting to get really bad now. Visibility is pretty much down to roughly where that car is in front of me, which is probably 40-50 meters. It's it's kind of getting bad. Right, we've just basically pulled off into a bit of a little parking area here. I'm not going to get out of the car for obvious reasons, but the sea's just there. You can just make it out. It's that slightly darker grey that's there, and the camera refocuses. There we go. As you can just see, there's just yellow haze just about everywhere. It's not nice at all. Just over there on the other side of the road and the sign over there, which is probably only a few hundred meters away, there's some dunes, but you can just make out the silhouettes of them because everything's just this yellow haze basically. The wind is absolutely gusting it. You can see that the bin there is just shaking a bit, so is that sign. It's a bit hard to tell because the car's also shaking a bit. I've kind of parked the car sideways into the wind. I think we're going to head back to the hotel and wash some of the sand out of me. No idea about how horrible it is. Can you imagine driving along this Trans-Kalahari highway for hours and hours and hours on end like this? I mean, I'm only pottering around about 50k an hour here, and it's just not nice at all. Yeah, those big trucks, it must be horrible to drive, any great distance in this type of visibility in those trucks. I'll show you something here. You probably can see it. There's a bit of like darkish tarmac there. The reason for that is you've got the vegetation just here on the side of the road that's basically capturing all the sand and sort of like shielding the road a little bit. You have a little bit of a reprieve from the sand blowing across the road there. I'm sure it takes a special breed of person to be able to live and basically sustain themselves in this type of environment.